Good morning. I'm Caitlin with Wiregrass Daily News, and I'm here with Mr. Kenneth LeBlanc, who is running for Enterprise City Council District 2.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? And I would like to thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be able to speak.
I'm doing great, and thank you for coming in. So, first question that I have for you, Mr. Kenneth, is what do you see as the primary responsibilities of a city council member?
In my mind, I vision the primary responsibilities of a city councilman as one that carries a direct voice from the people as a representative, one that goes to the table, one that communicates, and one that takes action. And in my role as a city councilman, I plan to tackle this particular role in a different way of more transparency. With my district, what I am going to do is establish a dedicated website and Facebook that's going to be robust and have many of the issues to allow the people to provide me with issues. We can do polls. We can inform and educate them on things that are going on so I can keep in touch with them on a daily basis. So when I get to the table, I can represent the needs and the wants of the people who elected me.
How do you plan to balance your role as a council member with other elected officials and departments?
Okay, the other city councilmen and mayor that are there, they good folks. I know a lot of them. I even know the ones that are running. We need to balance what we do together because each one has different districts and we all have our specific issues, but yet we have the big city items, what I call them, that we have to make sure that our infrastructure is fine, that we're attracting businesses, we're doing the ordinances, and we're making sure that we're enforcing all of that for the city, as well as approving the mayor to be able to go negotiations for things. We need to work together as a team, and my approach will be definitely a team player and understanding not only my district and my role, but that role of my constituent.
What specific skills or experiences do you bring to the table that will make you an effective councilman?
Okay, my particular skills that I have, and I sort of have always tried to be well rounded. I am a retired military. I was an enlisted, I was a warrant officer, and I was a commissioned officer when I retired from the military. I'm educated. I have a couple of advanced degrees in information technology, project management, business administration. I sit on a board of the U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command Succeed Board, which is a program designed to put youth into cyber fields. And through my foundation, the LeBlanc Foundation, which I am the CEO of, I sit at that table and I select youth to represent the foundation into a program that's administered by the University of Alabama, Huntsville. I'm also on a steering committee with the Governor's Commission of Physical Fitness and Sports that I support the Get Moving Alabama campaign and other campaigns that they have in the wellness campaigns that they have. So I've done several things over my career, and I'm all about community and putting programs together that engages the community.
How do you plan to involve the community in decision
Mhm.
making and ensure that their voices are heard?
Okay, this is something that isn't new for me because I spend a lot of time with the community. So now imagine yourself, you just elected me as your councilman, you're in District 2. Okay, so what? What do you do? Do you go to the meetings and engage? How do you see? No, the first thing that I'm going to do is over a couple of months is the platform that I established for the district, our Facebook, our website. We get everyone enrolled or following that platform. From there, I communicate with the people on a daily basis. I have specific tabs for my business owners in the district that can talk about their business. The Through the website, we showcase what our district folks have done, what our businesses are doing, what are the needs of the people. I compile it, I take it to the council. I have a series started, Meeting Hanging with LeBlanc, where I go and I hang out, McDonald's, Starbucks, Ruby Tuesday, and I meet with the people to get their issues. And once I have the issues and get a feel for the district and what they want, I will be able to better represent, but it will be on a daily basis of my engagement.
How do you plan to support local economic development and attract new businesses to the region?
Okay, first of all, the infrastructure that we have up in Enterprise, they're doing a good job about. We have to put 4 lanes on our loop. Not quite like Dothan, but we're Enterprise. We're going to grow a little better. But we have to improve our infrastructure and make our incentive packages a little bit more appealing for those outside coming in. As far as the local businesses, there's several things. This isn't new to me on the local businesses. I speak to the business owners, find out what they need and what they want. I go to the ribbon cutting ceremonies. On the platform, they will have dedicated tabs with their businesses where they have opportunity to promote what they do in their business. And together, once we learn what small business wants and we communicate together and able to show other small business in other districts what we want, once we establish that relationship, and we promote the strengths of the city to attract outsiders, I believe that that would be a good path forward to growth.
What steps will you take to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent efficiently and responsibly?
Okay, being a founder and CEO of a nonprofit and sponsoring many people in programs, I'm used to doing more with less. Things are expensive. Folks don't want to spend a lot of money for things, and a lot of things are overpriced. So when I sit at the table, I will sit at the table with a knowledge and understanding and compassion and make sure that the things that the city council and the mayor that we vote on and how we vote on it, that it takes into account on the economic situation of what is truly going on. And we need to be very cognizant of what really affects our people.
How do you plan to ensure that public services such as police, fire, healthcare
Mhm.
are accessible, efficient, and adequately funded?
Through education. A lot of people just do not know that what services are available. And that's again through the platform, we can educate through the services that are available. But taking it a step further, there's several services that we want to bring to the people. I will look at partnering or getting with the different services and meeting the people where they're at to educate them on what's available. And we will bring you mentioned the police officers in the other public service to develop a relationship with them. The more they interact with the community and develop that trust, and the more that we can get things done together and not only protect the citizens, but the agency and the law enforcement themselves.
What is your plan to improve public safety in the district while ensuring equal treatment of all residents?
Okay. All residents truly, truly deserve to have the same amount of safety as everyone else. Public safety is more than just law enforcement that is just available with the public safety. When public safety, you're talking relationships. I view it as relationships. I would have the law enforcement to have time with the community. I would establish events that allow them to mingle in a community to actually see who they are. We will talk about blighted areas. We would talk about lighting. Lighting, a lack of lighting could be just a safety hazard. We have areas that folks do things, when there's dark lights that they shouldn't do and they won't do in the daylight. So once we identify different public safety areas and develop the relationships with our officials, then I believe that we can be on our way to establishing, better communities that are safer.
What steps will you take to address climate change, manage waste, and protect natural resources in your district?
Okay, we have a couple of areas in the district. I believe the climate change, it affects us. We need to be smart and invest in whether it's solar, LED lighting. We can look at the program that we have for recycling, protect our green space. We have a lot of areas with blighted properties we can get torn down, but then turn them into green spaces for the community. And just look at when we do our infrastructure, our building, to make sure that we have the construction that they are complying with certain set rules that are more conducive for our just the way that it affects our climate.
How will you encourage green development practices and sustainability in future projects or initiatives?
What I would do is I like research. I research what other places are doing and the successful projects they have. And the next thing you know, I'm launching one on a website. This is what we're doing with the community. What about this? We can do this for the community and for the city. There's different things that we can come together that has worked in other communities, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel. But I love projects, and I have a knack for bringing folks together to do so. And that's my plan with the district.
What are your plans for supporting education in the district, especially for underfunded schools or communities?
Okay, education. Our schools in Enterprise specifically are known to be one of the top schools. The school system has many programs that the kids undergo. A lot of them may not have be accessible to all of the kids, but they do what they can. So, how will I support? What I've done in the past is you sponsor youth into programs, you get with the district or the city, other folks in the city, and find out what programs, after school programs, that you can establish that'll help the kids. Through our foundation, we have sponsored hundreds. We get ready to sponsor another 250 kids into program. I've partnered with the NASA Space Camp to do programs. I've done STEM programs within the foundation. I've taught robotics up in another city, the Delville. I've assisted JRTC in showing them how to fly drones. And we have after school programs, and we assist the school in that sort of educating the kids in different areas and keeping them occupied. But we can definitely support the school because us as private entities and nonprofits, there are a lot of good programs that we can help secure and augment what our schools are doing very well.
How will you work to ensure that there are adequate resources and programs for the youth in your community?
Well, me personally, I have 11 programs right now that started. A couple had to I put on a back burner because it was in between running for city council or continuing doing stuff that the foundation was doing, and I didn't want to get into any gray areas or cross lines, but I have multiple youth programs. And let me just highlight this. What I've done, one that I want to highlight is in Enterprise, there's about 80 youth that go to the pickleball courts. And some people have a problem with it because we have a new complex, multi-million dollar complex. And the youth expressed to me that they only wanted an area that they can hang out as youth, as teens, and they want to be able to play the music. They want to play their games. They just want to do things without being hassled. They don't mind the presence of police officers to make sure they are safe. So I am putting together a committee of youth that we will meet, we will discuss, they will be the eyes and ears. We will come up with recommendations and solutions and courses of action for the city council. The youth will present this to the city council, and I will educate and show them how to fight for things. And if they're successful, they can be the ones that spearhead what they want and don't rely on anyone else to do it. And we're not counting on $1 million grants. They will be fully engaged. We will raise the money once we identify, and that will be more satisfactory for the youth.
How will you ensure that health care and social services are accessible to all residents?
Okay. All residents deserve access to the health care and education. A lot of times folks just don't know. They don't know what's out there. Yes, there's a lot of websites. A lot of our folks who need the health care, they're not even on social media. Spoke with a lady last week, Miss Waters, 92 years old. Miss Waters is going to be on my senior panel of letting me know about our seniors. And when it came down to health care, everyone's in a different situation and financially, and some are taken care of with multiple insurances and some are not. What I need to do is use the platform, identify the folks with different services that help those who have funds, who don't have funds, and able to bring them to the community so we can get more people engaged, those that are on social media and those who are not on social.
What initiatives will you support to address mental health and addiction issues within the district?
All of them that I can. Mental health is something that is it can be silent. People do not know until that specific trigger happens within that person. And when that trigger happens, that person does things that folks didn't expect. And you hear it often. I never expected it. Not this person. I've known this person for years. But what you have not known is that this person has been internally struggling. And how do we combat that? We combat that by having programs and trying to reach out and meet folks as much as we can and get them to open up. And it is a challenge, but that's something that I will be committed to do.
What steps will you take to ensure that affordable housing is available for all residents?
Okay, affordable housing. And that's a tough one. Right now, Enterprise doing a good job. They are building a lot of houses. Now you say affordable houses, you think, oh, what about the tiny houses? Well, the ones that they are building, ironically, a lot of people have issues with those. They say that they're not really affordable. So I need to educate myself on what is available as far as affordable housing, and not only just affordable housing, but what programs are available that can assist the people and maybe augment what they have to bring to the table to allow them to get into ample housing, because there's a lot of houses being built and they will be available. So hopefully we can tap into the resources that will assist them with affordable housing.
How do you plan to ensure that your policies promote inclusivity and address systematic inequalities in the district?
Okay, I am a transparent kind of guy. If I have the platform and a website and I am collaborating with my district, I have no choice but to, I would say, do what's right, because they will see it. I am purposely going to put the spotlight on Ken LeBlanc and what I vote for, what I fight for, as well as explanations to what I vote for and fight for. Not being afraid to make the hard call. Some things are more, I would say, important for the entire city that we will have to tackle. But the people in second district will definitely be included. I will hear their voice. I will compile their concerns, and I will take them to the table and fight for them.
What measures will you take to ensure equal access to government services for all community members?
What I would do for that is, again, a lot of people don't know what's available. Once they know what's available, and what I can do is to provide links on the site and collaborate and partner with different services and bring them in for the monthly workshops that we will have to meet with the people. I will have a monthly, it's not going to be a council meeting. It's going to be hanging with LeBlanc, and we're bringing in the professionals and all of these people with services where my district will know what's out there. So I am going to attempt to bring the services and meet the people where they're at instead of having them trying to find them.
How do you plan to ensure transparency in your decision making and in the allocation of resources?
Through the website.
There you go.
That's what I'm referring to, the website. They will see it, they will know, and I should be accountable to my constituents and the folks that voted me in. They will see me very often, and they will hear from me daily if they choose to engage in the website and our platform.
Why are you running for a city council member, and what motivates you to serve in this capacity?
Okay. I want to flip the script on what it's like to be a city councilman. I can walk the streets, I can campaign and give you a flyer and get name recognition, and you vote me in, and then we could do it all over 4 years later. In my mind, what I would like to see as a city councilman and what I've decided to do was be one that engages daily with our constituents, and we will have a good time together coming up with solutions for our district, identifying the problems in our district, because I have a motor of what motivates me. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. 32 of my family members came to the Wiregrass area, specifically Fort Rucker. And over the year and a half, the Wiregrass and all of you took care of my family. And what does that mean? That means that after Hurricane Katrina, when I retired in 2006, is that we set out to figure out what we can do for our communities. And I established multiple community programs. We established the LeBlanc Foundation, and we have just been pouring into the community, making sure that if any disaster happens, that we support it because we understand. So when you elect me as your councilman, you will get someone that does this on a daily basis. I am all about community, and this is what I live for every day. It's to support and to make sure folks are taken care of. And on August 26th, I would love your vote. And I am Kenneth LeBlanc, and I'm here for the community.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today, Mr. Kenneth, and good luck with your election.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. And I've enjoyed your platform and continue to do the good work that you do.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.